Hello world, Liu here, and this is part 7 of my Python from 0 to 1 series. So today, we'll be discussing how to get user input in our Python scripts. Let's say we want to ask our user for his or her name. So we can do that using the input function in this way. Because we want to ask for a name, we call it name is equals to built-in function input, open and close bracket. And between this open and close bracket, we put a string. So here, let's say, what is your name, question mark, space. So this string that we pass in inside is simply the prompt that the user will see when our code runs later. So here, I'm just going to print name afterwards. And let's try running our script and let's see what happens. So here, because of the input function, Python will actually wait for us to type something in our terminal. So here, let's say I'm going to type Bob. Only after I hit enter will Python continue running the code. So here, after I type Bob and hit enter, this Bob is actually stored as a string under the variable name. And afterwards, we can use name however we want. So let's say instead of just printing name, I'm going to print you type this. So if we run this, we'll get this. What is your name? So now, once again, Python is waiting for me to enter something. So now I'm going to enter a different name. So I'm going to say Tom. And right now, after I hit enter, we'll get you type Tom. So once again, because I type Tom and hit enter, Tom is stored as a string inside the name variable. And in our next line, we print you type followed by the variable name, and therefore we get you type Tom. So now, let's say we want to prompt the user multiple times for different things. So let's say we want to ask him for his name and also his age. So to do this, we simply need to use the input function multiple times. So next, because we want to know his age, we just call our variable age equals to input what is your age and a space. So on the following line, I'm going to type your name is space plus name plus and your age is space plus age. So once again, if I run this, I'm going to get prompted what is your name. So I'm going to type Tom again, and after I enter this, Python will move on to the next line and I'm going to get prompted for my age again. So I'm going to hit enter first, and here I'm going to get prompted for my age. So I'm going to put 40. And once again, after I hit enter, the next line will run. And here we have it, your name is Tom and your age is 40. So here, once again, Tom is stored in name here and 40 is stored in age over here. So one very important thing to note about input is that no matter what we type inside input, it will always give us a string. So here, even if we type say 40 or 50 into our input function, the input function will always give us a string value, which is why it is important that we do the necessary type conversions if we want to prompt our users for numbers. So let's say we want to ask our user for two numbers, and afterwards we are going to add up these two numbers. So here's how we can do it using the input function. So num1 is equals to input, so enter first number, and num2 is equals to input, enter second number. So next, we are going to add these two numbers together as integers. However, they are strings right now because they are written from the input function. So we must use typecasting to convert them into integers. So integer num1 plus integer num2. So if we run this, we will get prompted for the first number. So I'm just going to enter 4. And I'm going to get prompted for the second number. So I'm just going to enter 10. And here we have it, we have 14, because we converted both numbers into integers before adding them together. However, do note that if we enter a non-number, we will get an error. So let's say I'm going to enter apple, and I'm going to enter 10. So here, we just tried to convert the string apple into an integer, which does not make any sense. And therefore, Python will simply complain and tell us that there's an error. So once again, it is very important for us to ensure that our variables are of the correct data types before we continue working with them. So thanks for watching, and hopefully this was clear and easy to understand. See you in the next one.